Barely 24 hours after Julius Malema once again sang "Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer," this time at the EFF's 10th birthday celebration, Theo Bakker and his wife were attacked on a farm in Balfour in Mpumalanga. Theo was repeatedly beaten with pieces of steel and then his throat was slit. His wife is seriously injured and currently in hospital. Now I want to share something with you about the uniqueness of farm attacks, something that I learned from Dr. Theo de Jager from SAI. He always says that there are 4 or 5 specific things that make these atrocious attacks unique. The first one is that it is the only kind of murder or violent crime that is openly encouraged and even sung about by certain politicians. Secondly, it is the only kind of murder that is openly encouraged on social media and often praised once it happens. The third part is the extreme cruelty with which it happens. Now, I can personally testify to this because I have been to so many farm attack and murder scenes. I've been to some of these scenes where the house ends up looking like an abattoir because of the way that the victims were treated by these brutal attackers. Another part that makes it unique is it's one of the only professions in South Africa that there is a song about and that there is open encouragement to kill a specific kind of person that does a specific kind of job. This morning when I posted about it on social media, I was almost attacked by members of the EFF and elsewhere saying that, how can you say this, this is because of the past, etc. What you don't realize, dear EFF minions, is that the food that you are eating today comes from that very farmer's farm that you are inciting murder of. Something that also really doesn't make sense to me, in fact it boggles my mind, is that a court of law can decide that this is not a form of hate speech. This is specifically referring to the song now. I don't know how the Equality Court came to this decision. But Mr. Malema, you are encouraging the murder of certain people in this country. And I can tell you now, and again I can testify to it, that I don't see other crimes where people are tortured for up to 10 hours. I don't see other crimes where people are repeatedly burnt with hot water, burnt with clothing irons, some of them dragged through a house, nail marks left in the carpets. I don't see crimes where people are tortured the way they do for hour upon hour upon hour. And I believe that you have blood on your hands with the way that you speak of killing a certain part of this country. You need to understand that you shouldn't come and beg for mercy and cry when more of your supporters end up being the ones not able to live anymore. With that, I want to encourage more farmers, as they have already done, to be involved in local community safety structures. If the state aren't willing to protect us, we must do it ourselves. It's becoming more and more common for farmers and workers alike to take hands and safeguard rural communities themselves. The fact that the South African government are silent about this, have done nothing to prioritize this, shows us that they simply don't care. And like with most other violent crime, you are on your own. I think the unique part of this is that farmers have already started fighting back. Many farmers are already well organized and they are winning the fight in certain communities. It's good to see that very often attackers don't survive the attack that they try to commit, but that the farmer, his family, and the workers on that farm do have a sustainable, prosperous future because of a well-organized community safety structure. I want to repeat, just because the state aren't willing or able to help people in rural communities doesn't mean that we aren't. We have successfully organized and mobilized ourselves in the past, and we will do it again in the future. Many rural communities in South Africa have already proven that they are able to mobilize and organize themselves successfully, and that they often win the fight against these brutal attackers. We will continue doing so, and we will not accept statements or rulings by bodies like the Equality Court or by ludicrous people like Julius Malema singing and saying the things that they do. It's blatant hate speech, and it's blatant encouragement of murder in this country.